about fantasy football, a league, mind you, that I did not get invited in.
We're
Well,
working. We're working on the invitation for next year. We're working on
yeah.
getting you in.
What do you
It's
mean?
honestly,
It's a text.
it's only solely because we hate you.
It's Christmas. I don't know why you guys have to be so mean like this.
Hey,
Well,
Mike, Merry
that's why
Christmas.
we're
I hope
feeling
you get
giving.
everything you want.
Yeah, for Christmas, we're giving you an invite to the fantasy football league next year. Dun, dun, dun,
Oh, look at
dun.
that.
Hey!
Oh,
Yeah,
sweet.
you're
Fuck you guys. But
welcome.
what's up? Welcome to Rule Takes episode 161. Like I said, the Christmas episode. We are recording this Monday night. So probably whenever you listen to this, it's going to be Christmas, after Christmas, Christmas Eve, whatever it happens to be.
Merry Christmas.
Um,
Ho ho
I
ho and
don't
all that shit.
I kind of want to get right into it. I don't want to shoot the shit. I don't want to talk about anything. I think this Patriots Bills game was a pretty big and a pretty good game. But
We
just
talking
to,
moral victories here?
well, hold on. Will, let me throw the score, the stats, and then we'll see if we want to talk about moral victories. We'll see. Patriots lost 24-21 in I might even say the best game of the year for the Patriots, at least so far. Run through the stats for you real quick. Drake May, our sweet boy, 22 of 36, 261 yards, 2 touchdowns, a pick. Ramondre Stevenson, 12 for 60. Drake May also had 6 rushes for 30 yards as well. Kayshon Boutte, Big Booty, BBL, showed up, 5 catches for 95 yards. Austin Hooper, 4 for 55, and then Hunter Henry, 4 for 39. Um, yeah. And by the way, I think if you watched the game, you should know, but I'll just kind of reiterate. It was also 14 degrees at kickoff, and then by the end of the game, it was like the feels like temperature was -2. I don't know if maybe Drake May didn't feel the cold because he thoroughly outplayed Josh Allen, but we'll get into that. I don't know if maybe the cold affected Josh Allen more. I don't know if he's just a bitch. I don't know. I'm not
Just
him.
not
I
him.
wasn't there, so I don't know. But you know what? And Liam, just to say, because you asked the question, we're gonna start with this. This, ladies and gentlemen, this is what we call a moral victory. That's what this is. You know why? Because you have a team. You two, Al, you especially, you guys thought, well, we all thought the Patriots were going to lose this, and they did. But people were saying this was going to be a blowout. Mayo might not even make it to the press conference after this game. That's how bad it might be. This might be people when this game got flexed out to prime time. Remember, I was asking you guys why everybody was crying. Oh my God, everyone's going to see the Patriots. Blah, 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 blah.
Let the record show. My prediction was the closest. I said Bills 17-13.
Yeah, yeah, no, and you were the closest. But again, there were so many people who didn't even give the Patriots a chance in this game, and they dominated the first half of this game. We'll get into what happened in the second half and just everything else in the game as well. But coming out of the game, sure, we'll throw the term moral victory around. This was the third to last game of the year. I think this is the time where you can have moral victories because all we're really trying to do is just build for next season. This was a good one. If they would have won, obviously it would have been so much better. But you put up a fight against arguably, not even arguably, one of the best teams in the league, probably your top 3, top 4 team in the league. Yeah, I have the positives for this game coming out of this game for me far outweigh the negatives. I don't know how you guys feel. We haven't really talked about the game, but where do you guys want to start? Moral victory? What are we doing?
I think I can speak for everyone here. There's only one place to start off. Drake
Do it.
May.
Do it. Yep. Incredible 67.3 QBR, 90 quarterback rating or whatever. Great. That pick, not great. Not great. A little bit of a miscommunication with Austin Hooper. He did kind of underthrow it anyway, but still, he's a rookie. He's going to make mistakes. Scrambled a little bit, which was nice. Under pressure, he's hitting people. Sure, did he maybe miss a few throws? He missed a deep dig route to Booty or whatever, kind of off his back foot, whatever. It looked like he was trying to do some sort of no look
Ended
pass.
up hitting that same deep dig route later in the game.
It sounds like you're saying deep dick route.
Loves that deep dick route to Booty.
But yeah, Drake May outplayed Josh Allen. I don't know about you guys. I did not see this happening. Him actually severely outplaying him. Now, I'm not saying he's a better quarterback, but I did say going into it, this would be this is an awesome game to watch because you get to see Drake May and hopefully the quarterback that Drake May evolves into, what with a couple different, skill
shades
sets
of
here and
gray.
there. But yeah, so yeah. But anyways, Drake May. Al, how'd you think about Drake May's game? I know it's kind of an obvious answer, but what are you thinking?
The turnovers are becoming a little bit suspect.
Oh,
I
shut
mean,
the fuck
I mean,
up.
put it this way, right? The interception was bad. I mean, Hooper
Terrible.
slipped. It is what it is. Like that was bad.
But if it didn't
Yeah.
slip, the ball wasn't getting there.
Right. Stevenson, like the touchdown for the Bills on that lateral screen, whatever you want to call it, to Stevenson, that wasn't Drake May. That hits Ramondre in the hand. You got to catch it.
Let's
Like
talk
plain
about
and
that.
simple.
Okay, yeah, yeah.
No, I thought we were talking about Drake May here.
We
Well,
are,
well, we kind of
it's a
are.
play that involves Drake May.
Yeah, we kind of are. So the Patriots are at what? They're like 6 yard line or something like that, whatever it happens to be. Drake May gets the snap. Stevenson, little swing pass out to the right. Drake May looks, throws it to him. Could it have been a little softer? Maybe, but the defender was coming at Stevenson. So
Yeah.
May was trying to get the ball to him. He hit him right in the hands. Stevenson even said, the coaching staff said, Stevenson didn't flatten out his route. He kind of rounded it a little bit. So it turned into a lateral, bounced off Stevenson's hands.
Everything got screwed up. The timing got completely screwed up on that play.
Demontre Jacobs couldn't cut the defender. That's where it starts. Offensive line. That's where every issue starts. I saw people roasting Alex Van Pelt on this too, where it's like, how do you call? Like I saw some people, I was taught since I was a kid, you fucking played like Pop Warner football. But I was taught, you never, when you're that backed up, you never throw balls behind the thing. It's a fucking swing pass. Like, it's not this crazy, like complicated thing. Like, why would Alex Van Pelt in calling this play be like, oh, Stevenson might bop him right off the fucking hands and no one will get the ball except for the Bills defender in the end zone. Like, I don't know.
It's like the third read on this play. It's not like, we're going to drop this incredible scheme downfield, but you're going to dump it off to the running back.
Yeah, exactly.
It wasn't a screen.
May turn and Mayo said it in the press conference, I think this morning, I believe. And I looked at it because he said that, like, it could have been a big play. If Jacobs blocks that defender even a little bit, Stevenson gets a good chunk there. He might get a first down. At least he's getting 7 or 8 yards. So yeah, just sucked. What were your guys' thoughts about that play? Because that was like a huge thing where it was like, oh my God, Alex Van Pelt, Drake May, Stevenson. It's like, at some point you got to catch the ball.
So
I don't get it.
So I didn't see the play in real time. I didn't get a chance to see the second half because I had prior obligations had to be taken care of. I did see the whole first half, but after watching the highlight and kind of just seeing the play develop, again, just seemed like the timing was kind of all over the place. Like just everything was out of whack. But again, it comes down to you have to catch the ball. And what has been a big thing with Ramondre Stevenson this year has been the turnovers. You can't
fumbled earlier.
Turn the ball over. You fumbled the ball earlier in the game. Like Ramondre Stevenson is a legitimate problem. And I'm talking turnover wise, he's a legitimate problem. Mm-hmm. I think he's the 6th running back in like NFL history or since like a certain time period to have 10 like turnovers in a season or at least 7.
He has the most fumbles in the league for a running back.
I know. Right, so that's a problem. And as far as just in general, I know we're talking about that specific play, but I'm just going to say this one general thing. At what point do we just like get tired of the moral victories? Like, yes, they lost to the Bills by 3. Yes, they should have won the game, but that's it. They should have won the game. If they take away those turnovers, they win the game and they should have won the game. So at this point, it's like, it's cool. I understand. We got to be, we try to find something, upbeat and happy, but at the same time, it's been the same story for the last really 3 years. Even in 2022, when they won 8-9, it was like moral victory here, moral victory here. At some point, you have to win games.
I push back at that because I think that this year, with this quarterback, feels 10 times different than the last few years. And when it comes to moral victories, the fucking team was 3-11 going into this. No one thought they were going to win. The fact
against
that
like 11-3 team,
the fact that they could have won the game or should have won it or whatever, yeah, definitely. But given what we've seen this season from this team, It's crazy that they were they were up 14-0 at one point. They had a 10-minute drive in the first half. That's crazy. The defense held Josh Allen to under 160 yards. That the Bills have scored 30 plus points in what, 8 of their last 9 games or something, 7 straight games or whatever it happened to be. So like there's a lot of positives. That's what I'm talking about, because I think
Yeah.
this season or where we are right now is different from past moral victories, even earlier this year, because there was still a good chunk of season left. There's 2 games left now. Like that's literally all you're looking for now. It's just like things to build on for next season. So that's why I don't mind the moral victory tag being thrown at this one. I get what you're saying though, which like eventually these moral victories are going to have to be just like victories. So
Right,
that'll be
exactly.
next year's problem. That'll be next year's problem. Right now, I don't care who hates it. This is a moral victory because the season's lost. Like I said, Patriots probably going to have the second or third pick, so it's like we're not really hoping for much. But no, I do get what you're saying though, where it's like, you know, at some point though, guys, you got to start winning the games. But
And
uh,
especially if you want to attract like marquee free agents and you want people to come in and play for your
yep,
organization. Drake May is a great attraction and he's
mhm,
going to be a great attraction.
clearly, yep,
But you also have to know that, okay, this is going in the right direction and you win games.
yeah,
So,
yeah, because no team wants to go to, I don't know, a team that's fun to play on, but you're losing all the time. Losing takes
exactly.
its toll, which, you know, that's why I'm surprised that this team, with all their losing, all their big blunders, they've stayed pretty solid. You know, pretty solid as a unit together. Like, you know, you had Drake May calling like all the talk about the coaching BS, saying that he stands behind them. He thinks they're building something good. I know, Liam, you say it all the time, but what's he supposed to say? He could have said other
True.
things, but either way, the fact that he's even saying that as a 22-year-old, like, and other players are echoing that sentiment, I think it's good, you know, because I think at this point we've seen other coaches, other teams, Matt McCarthy or Mike McCarthy in Dallas. He's lost the locker room, and the Cowboys had more success this year than the Patriots have. They have more talent than the Patriots do, and you can see Gerard Mayo hasn't lost the locker room yet. But speaking of May, I do want to get back to him because Liam, I know you wanted to stick with the pros.
Yeah, can we talk
How
fucking happy here?
how
Drake May is
about
sick.
how about you know what play I'm going to talk about? How about that touchdown to Kayshawn Booty down the right sideline in cold weather? And I know I bring up the cold weather again, but guess what? I'm bringing it up because it's tough to throw in cold weather. I mean, ask
Yeah.
Josh Allen. He didn't have a
Yeah.
great game. It is tough to
I
throw.
don't know what Josh Allen was looking at on that pick. Like, dude, that was
That
awful,
was that
dude.
was bad.
And
Yeah,
then he had one
he
down the
almost had
left
another one.
sideline later in the game. Yeah, where it just seemed like the ball disappeared. Also, I never saw it hit the ground.
Yeah,
I was
remember?
like,
I think I texted. I was like, "Where did the
yeah,
ball go?"
yeah, I agree. It just
Yeah.
disappeared. But
Next time,
also, like, where are you throwing that ball? If it wasn't on camera, that had to have been a really bad ball.
just
Crazy.
next time, tell Marte Mapu to take a knee in the end zone. Let's make sure that
Mm,
happens
Oh
next
my
time.
God. We'll
yeah,
we'll get hold on.
yeah,
We said we'll
yeah,
start with
Mr.
positives.
Negative.
Drake
But yeah,
May dropped it in a bucket to Kayshawn
yes.
Booty. Kayshawn, I'm sorry all the things I said bad about you last
I know
episode.
you were cussing him out.
I want you on the team next year. Stay here. You're a good piece. You and
You're
May
a
clearly
Patriot for
have
life.
you and May clearly have some sort of a wavelength on the deep balls there. So that was awesome. He and also the concentration for Booty too. He caught it out in front of him.
Yeah,
Hands.
dude,
That was a hands
fingertips
catch
just
in the
snagged.
cold. You
Yeah,
know he's fucking
give me
frigid. He's
that.
catching them with icicles. Awesome, awesome
Yeah.
play. I leapt out of my seat. I don't know about
So,
you
dude,
guys.
screamed. I'm at the gym on the treadmill, and like I watched it from kickoff, and like also like kudos to the Patriots just coming out electric. Like opening kickoff, I was like, this might be
Yes,
good. Like,
yes,
Gibson returns it to like not to midfield, but pretty close,
good
and then
one.
he's like running and charging. I was like, okay, we got something interesting. But yes, like Booty, first of all, swag, like with the jersey rolled up to his waist, like in
Yep.
college, love it. And it's in the freezing cold. But dude, a dot, a seed, that ball teleported
Oh,
to Kayshawn Booty's hands. Just magic, dude. And
ah,
Booty, like, completely like being assaulted out there, just hands all over the place. Get off me, doing his best Marshawn Lynch
nothing.
impression, just slapping away each hand is, oh my God, magic, pure. Mwah. Oh,
Yeah, no, that was incredible.
I
And then
screamed in the middle of the gym. People thought I was falling off the treadmill. I audibly yelled, "Fuck!"
And then the next drive, that was when they picked him off, right? The next drive, that was when
Yeah.
they
No,
picked
no,
him
no.
off, I
That was
believe.
later.
Oh yeah, that was just when they forced him to
Yeah.
punt because then
Well,
everybody
the
was like,
Patriots
"Holy
defense
shit!"
got incredible pressure on it for the first time this season.
Dude, the
Eh,
Patriots defense was good. They held the Bills to 4 of 11 on third down, which was great. I mean, I think it
Yeah.
was at one point, I think the Patriots had 28 first downs.
They
Yeah.
held the
When was
Bills
the
to
last time?
17 points. You hold the offense to 17 points. That's a good accomplishment.
See,
Very.
17, but
They've been
this
scoring 30
offense
all
has scored
year.
30,
Yeah.
double what you held them to,
Yep.
basically.
Slice
Like,
that bitch in half.
what? And then also the Patriots offense, 7 of 12 on third down, 2 of 2 on
Yeah.
fourth down.
Nasty.
And then also one of those third downs was a touchdown that isn't included in that either. So like
Yeah.
what like this is the thing. So Al, I'm gonna circle back to moral victory probably a few more times here because Liam said it. They came out ready to play. How many times? Let me give you an example. Coming out of the bye week, how many times do we see this team come out and just they look undisciplined? I think they had what 5 penalties for 34 yards. Bills had 13 for 78. Like this was a good overall game. There were some, and there was one major mistake, coaching mistake, which we'll talk about in a little bit.
Yeah.
But for the
But
most
like,
part,
yeah, and honestly, most of it's Drake May. Like, let's not pretend like we're a fucking awesome team. Like
Hunter
Hunter Henry
Henry,
played great
yeah,
because he's always great, and Ramondre was just running through a motherfucker's face, like just
when he
out
wasn't
there
fumbling.
dogging it. Yes, absolutely. And Drake May is unbelievable. And
Mhm.
Antonio Gibson has his moments.
Yeah,
Everyone else is like,
good signing.
okay, like,
Yep.
yeah. And of course, like Keyshawn Booty, we can nitpick and pull out a bunch of random players, but for the
Mhm.
most part, it's the Drake May show. And
Yeah.
like this blocking is terrible, and Drake May is putting the team on his back,
Mhm.
dude. Like just carrying and making plays. The scrambling was magic. The first drive, like 3 or 4 plays from Drake May, I'm like, ooh, ooh. I'm like,
Dude,
oh my God.
it felt weird watching like such good, competent quarter. I don't even want to say
Yeah,
competent because that's giving it a disservice. Just very good quarterback play
yeah,
for the most part. Al, you said it.
yes.
You brought up turnovers before. I said shut the fuck up because I thought you were going to talk about May's pick or whatever. The pick,
Yeah,
underthrow, miscommunication.
yeah.
Half his picks aren't even
He
on him
had
this
he
year.
had
But either
two or
way,
three bad throws.
yeah.
Don't get it
Oh yeah, yeah,
twisted.
yeah, yeah.
Right.
Sure.
But he's 21 and he went out there and crushed it for the vast majority of it
Mhm.
on a team that's begging, pleading, and trying to drag this dude to hell. And
Mhm.
he's just out there, nope, first down, touchdown. He's doing his damnedest out there. It feels incredible to watch a quarterback like this.
It's awesome. Al, I want you kind of give your if you have any Drake thoughts that we haven't hit on, and then I want you to pick a negative thing to jump on because I feel like I'm not trying to pose you as the negative person, but you're the one that keeps
You
us
are the
even
negative
keel.
person.
So kind of thoughts on
Yeah.
Drake May overall, anything changed? Does this give you more hope, going into next year further? I'll tell you this though, after this game, I was already thinking, fuck, we got to sign him. We got to sign him to an
Yeah.
extension. 10 years right
Yeah.
now. Just do it. But
Yeah,
Listen,
100%.
not his best game, but definitely not his worst game. And it's a statement to go into Buffalo, play the way that you did, albeit a couple rookie mistakes and everything, and give your team a chance to win the game. Buffalo's a tough environment to play in. It is. It
Yeah.
is. It's always been that way.
Of course, it's a
So
bunch of miserable, sad sack people that live in a shitty city in New York that have nothing to be excited for in life except for their shitty football team.
he's right.
So with that in mind, the fact that you go in there and you do that, it's impressive. And we're going to see a lot of Drake May versus Josh Allen battles coming in the next like 5 to 7 years.
AFC
So
championship games. I can see it. I can see it.
AFC Championship. The Bills probably won't be there by that point. But anyways,
No.
so yeah. So decent game by Drake May. Again, I think he's had better games, but it
Scale of 1 to
wasn't
10. What are we talking here?
right in the middle, like a five,
5?
5 or 6.
A
Oh my God.
5. A 5 is a little critical
Where's the
here.
mute
Do you
button? Can I
grade?
kick him out?
Do you grade all your kids like this? Does anyone
Oh
pass your
my
class?
God.
Everybody passes my class.
I
Everybody
can't
passes.
imagine so. If you're grading like this, you're harder than the drill sergeant in Full Metal Jacket.
That was an
You got
8.
nothing good. Yeah, that was an 8. That
Yeah.
was an 8.
All things considered, you're going
That was an
in
8.
playing
That
one
was
of the
an
best
8.
teams
When
in
I
the
tell
league.
you, yeah,
10-degree
your
weather.
team sucks. Like your team
Your team is bad.
blows. Like
Yeah.
not even like they're terrible.
Mhm.
You got to
Yeah.
grade on a curve here, Al. You got to understand we're working with dog shit.
Oh, I know we are. I understand we are.
Yeah.
But for Drake May's numbers and for his expectations that I have of him
Mhm.
Yeah.
because of how well he has played, I thought
Yeah.
that wasn't his best game. Doesn't mean it
What are
was
your
his worst game.
expectations if not 260, 2 touchdowns?
Don't turn the ball over.
You
Don't turn it over.
That's
outduel.
fair. Okay.
Don't
No,
turn it
sure,
over.
but
But
that
does
pick,
one turnover
he's
take it down
thrown
5
worse.
points here? Does
That's
one
not.
turnover you're like this is a
When that
5?
turnover leads you to not scoring on a drive where you
Mhm.
lost a one-score game,
Yep,
then yes.
true.
Then
That's
yes.
crazy. That's crazy. A
Well, you
5. A
Yeah,
5.
you can't give him the benefit of the doubt of like a 7 because we were there.
No.
It's
See,
just
I
nice
said
to be
I said 5 or
nominated.
6, so I'm right in
Just
your
nice to be-
I'm pretty
ballpark
sure
right
you
now.
said 5. I'm
You
pretty
said
said
sure
5.
or
You're
6.
trying to inflate
I
it.
said
Leave
5
it
or
at 5.
6.
It's
And
set in
Go back
also,
stone.
and
you're
check the
not in
tape.
my
I said
ballpark
5 for
because I
6.
said 7 and you said 6, and out of 10 numbers, 5 and 6 is not in the 7 ballpark. And you
Hey
know
Liam,
it's not.
what's 7 minus 6 again? You should know
Different
this simple
ballpark.
That
math.
would be one.
Okay, 1. Good. So I'm 1 point off of your prediction, so you can
Yeah,
shut the hell up.
but in the grand
Mike,
scheme of
I'll give
10,
it.
one's a huge
No,
difference.
I'm done with you. Mike,
It's a
I'll talk
huge
to you for
difference
a
between
second.
4 and 5.
I'll talk to you for a second because I don't care about this
Oh, what's
hooligan,
up?
this buffoon, this
Hooligan.
like
Look at me.
travesty of a
I have to
human.
tell the math teacher how to do fucking math over
Nuts,
here. Drink
dude.
may go to
Nuts.
5. Like, yeah.
Nuts.
You get an F, Mr. Teacher. How about that? You get an F.
Not the first time I've heard that, not the last either.
Yeah. 8. It's an 8 for me just because I get it. We do expect him to, but I'm taking there's context. There's a bunch of things. Like I said, you're going in to play the Bills. It's intimidating. You're coming off a loss. You have a bad team. Your offensive line isn't blocking. And like I said, I hate that I keep saying it's cold. The conditions are bad. Like
Yeah.
you're fighting turnovers, not even
also,
just your turnover, but
With
just like
these
bad
receivers, I
plays.
expected a pick from Jump Street. I bet him to throw an interception because I knew, just like last game, you could have Kayshawn Booty, who's handing the ball off to
That
the
was
other
disgusting.
team's defensive backs. You could have anything possible happen with these band of sad sack rejects out there.
Mhm.
So I was like, it's probably very likely that he's going to throw a pick. And I was right. Was it his fault and not the receivers? Yeah, basically.
For the most part,
Like,
yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, I go like
wasn't a good
70
throw.
30 him. Yeah, for
Yeah,
sure.
I would say even more so,
Yeah.
80-20. But like
Mhm.
still, yeah, it wasn't a good throw. But, a lot of his picks this year really aren't his fault. So I'll give him the benefit of the doubt.
That I'll agree with you on. A lot of the picks have just been
Yeah.
putrid by the receivers.
Yeah.
Absolutely putrid.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Either way, whatever grade you want to put on it, Drake May just continues to show you why, like I said before, this year just feels different. The Patriots have the hardest position in football covered. You would think this feels different than Mac Jones. This feels different than past years. It feels different than other teams. Like even, like I'm sure Bears fans, like if we were to switch roles with them, it probably feels different than them. Like they got Caleb Williams, but they're not happy. They're not whatever. Like,
I mean,
it's
they're
just,
never happy, so that's an unfair thing to ask. I mean, they're just never happy. Hey, you're on mute,
Yeah.
knucklehead.
I said that's true. My buddy's a
Yeah.
Bears fan. He fucking hates himself.
There you go.
Yeah. And like, and I mean, like Caleb Williams is good, whatever. But either way, Drake May, great. Good game, regardless what letter grade, actual, number grade you want to put on it. Went out there, outdueled Josh Allen, which was awesome. I do, since we're talking about the offense, we'll talk about the defense in a second. I want to get right to really probably the worst thing that happened in this game. So you guys remember, Patriots, it's 4th down, 8 minutes and 8 minutes and 37 seconds left. They decide to punt the ball away. It's 4th and 5 at the New England 46. You are down. What are you down at that
10?
point? 2 scores. Yeah, you're down 2 scores and you punt the ball away. Up until this point, I think we can all agree, relatively good coaching game for everybody. Defense, Covington, great. AVP, good game so far. Of course, you're going to nitpick some calls here and there. Overall, good game. Mayo had your players ready to come out and play.
So you want him to go for it on 4th and 6?
I don't know how you can think that they shouldn't, because you're going to punt it away. You're down 2 scores. Which another play, you already ran a fake punt at your own 20 earlier in the game and you got it. So like keep that gusto like when it should happen, because when you're punting the ball away, and granted the Patriots did stop the Bills, but time ran off the clock. That was your enemy, time. You would need to go down there and score twice. So like I didn't like that at all. I don't see how you can see it from another point of view. This is like one of the few times where I like can't even see the other side. I'm curious to see how you guys feel about it, but I saw Mayo getting roasted online last night and this morning, rightfully so in my eyes. I don't think he cost himself his job with this or whatever, but just I don't know how you can punt that ball away with 8.5 minutes left to Josh Allen, and you got to score a touchdown and a field goal. Just crazy. What was your guys' take on that?
This is what they did. You ready? That's all they did. Wave the white flag. That's it. They were saying
Very
like,
French
listen,
of them.
like game's over. Like how
That's how it
stupid
felt.
how
That's how
stupid
it
do you
felt.
have to be? How stupid and dumb and like ignorant do you have to be? After the first half where we finally got what we wanted to see some aggressiveness. We wanted to see
Mhm.
some just pure sack. We wanted to see an
Yeah,
actual
we did.
tough, aggressive Patriots football going for it, getting, a 4th and 2 on a fake punt. We loved it. And the game plan, we talked about the May touchdown earlier to Kayshon Boutte. How about the second drive where Ramondre Stevenson was bulldozing over the Bills defense,
Killing people.
runs it in for a touchdown. You're up two
Yep.
scores. You're up 14-0, and we're like, oh my gosh, what is happening?
Could it be
This looks like a competent football team. And then
Yeah.
the
a
second
10-minute
half,
touchdown drive?
Yeah.
I know
What?
it felt like, and I'm not saying it is this, but I'm going to use this because I heard it today on 98.5, and I think this is a really
Uh-oh.
well thought out point. The
That's a
first
first.
half, you were aggressive, and you were like, okay, we're good. Like, we were aggressive. We played a good half of football. We can go back doing what we were doing. Then the second half, you're passive again. You're making the same mistakes. They couldn't put the first and second half together for a full football game.
You could even use another word that describes passive and reserved that I tend to jump to. Uh,
Not gonna say it. No, I get it.
No.
I get what you're saying. The Bills also put together a good set. It was just a mix of everything. Yeah, where it was like I don't think they had conservative play calling in the second half. I think it was just like I don't even know if it was different. I think it was just like you kind of started to regress to the mean,
Yeah.
as did the Bills to an extent. And like the thing is, you still had a chance to win it. Like turnovers, this and that, but just that punt, I don't get it. Did really feel like, oh shit, yeah, no, that's it. They get like I think after he punted that, even if the Patriots scored whenever, I was kind of like, yeah, this is it. Like I don't see them winning at all. Liam, what did you think of it?
well, I
That
think
punt.
realistically, all of it, in the whole second half, they were just being very
Yes.
timid. Yeah,
Yes.
timid.
Very timid.
Yeah. It's just I'm the aggressive type. Like in a game like this when you have absolutely nothing to lose, like I'm turning my
Mhm.
Dan Campbell meters up to the max. Like for each touchdown, I'd be
Yes.
going for two. Like I'd be acting a fool, but I understand like that's not practical football and like I understand that, you're going to be called an idiot most of the time. But I
From your
with
own
but
46.
with their situation, they were playing really well on offense. Their defensive line was getting after Josh Allen and sacking him for the first time. They were finishing fucking plays. So
Finally.
I really don't think it's so egregious because the Patriots get the ball back with 2:30 left, I believe, or 4:30.
Mhm.
My bad. And
Mhm.
so in theory, I don't feel terrible about that because we just stopped them. We're moving the ball, few turnovers, one significantly bad one that led to a touchdown. But in the grand scheme of things, Drake May's balling and the defense is balling. And we already have one pick, and Josh Allen has just been tossing it up until this point. So
Mhm.
I can see why. I get it totally. Like not everyone's Dan Campbell. In fact, 90% of coaches are not Dan Campbell, and I understand. And also, Gerard Mayo is clearly very in touch with his emotions and understand what people are saying about him. And I don't think he wanted the criticism that would have come from any controversial or bad coaching decisions. But I can see it both ways. I know I'm a lunatic, but I don't think it was super egregious that they didn't go for it on 4th and 6.
I think just the fact that you had aggressive play calling before, and then
Yeah.
also, like I said, I think it all goes back to just the fake punt, which like
I think
not
if it's fourth
it's
and
just
three, they
the
might go for it.
yeah, I know, and I
They
can
literally never ran
understand
into a fourth
your
and short for the rest of the game. Like it never came
true.
up.
True, and like I can understand like what you're saying, which like the defense has been playing well. It's kind of the
Yeah.
same
Because
explanations that
fourth and
I've made
six,
before in the
six is a
past.
lot of yards, dog. Six
Yeah,
is
I
like
know,
not
but it's
easy.
almost like you know what,
So
like
what's
why
what's your
not?
meter? Like how far are you getting until you punt it? Like would you call it on 4th and 8?
No, I think 4th and 8 might be a little too much. I'm also just looking at the field position. If we're being honest, you're pretty much
Yeah.
right at the 50. That to
Yeah.
me is the thing. Because even if the Bills get the ball back, you are like if you don't get it there, and the Bills go down there and kick a field goal, you still only need 2 scores. Now again, it's 2 touchdowns, but it's like
Yes.
I don't know. I just think with how the game has gone, how the season was going, I just would have liked to have seen them go for it. That's like I said,
Yeah.
I'm not one of the people who are saying Mayo should be fired because of it. I think he
No.
should be criticized for it for sure. But
Yeah. Well,
like,
you get criticized about everything. It's the
yeah,
name of the
but
game.
I don't know. It is what it is. But yeah, I mean, we know Al's thoughts on it. Al had to go real quick, probably use the bidet for a second, but um
Disconnected it. That
yeah,
boner.
hopefully. Yeah, I don't know what else you want to talk about with this. I don't think there's much more on the offense. We kind of rounded it out. The defense played well. Kyle Duggar had a really good game, missed a tackle on that big
Yep.
run, but he had a
But
bounce back game.
yeah, like he was hitting, he was super aggressive.
He was
Marte
hitting on that. What
Mapu,
was it?
like,
Second down or something where he came up and like
yeah,
crushed the
just
tight end.
absolutely laid him out. And I was like,
Yeah,
okay, it's one
that
of
was
those games.
awesome. That's Kyle Duggar. You were just about to say his name, so I'll let you go. Marte Mapu.
Yeah, like
Up and
cool. I'm
down.
psyched that he got a
Up
pick.
and
Definitely up
down.
and down because he was like, there were a couple times where friggin' was it Josh Allen, I think, had a big scramble up the middle, and Marte Mapu just like kind of half dives at him but stands up.
Yeah.
And like Josh
Yeah.
Allen just runs right through his pathetic weak arm tackle. And I'm
Mhm.
like, dude, he's a runner. He's a running back. Crucify
Yeah.
this guy. Like, I
Yeah.
understand you're going to get fined, and Mapu isn't a high draft pick, so he's probably not making a ton of money. So a $15,000 fine is probably a lot to the dude. But
Yeah.
god damn it, you're going to make a lot more money in the league if you just fucking stick the guy. Like,
You have to.
come on. And like, I'm sitting there watching it with my dad, and my dad was like, that was fucking awful. And I was like,
Mhm.
yep. Like I got nothing more to add to that one. Like that was just terrible. And like, he wasn't flawless, but he really wasn't terrible for the rest of the game. It's like he got the interception. But like, I don't know. I wish it could be a little better. Taki gets caught out of position once again a handful of times in coverage.
Yeah.
Thought he would be a lot better. I think you were saying he's a big
I
coverage
was a
lineman.
big him and Antonio Gibson. I was very high on them, and Gibson I
Mm.
think has played out
One
pretty
for good
well. But
reason. Yep, he's pretty
yeah,
sweet.
Taki man.
Yeah. But
He
like
did.
the pressure was there. The pressure was sweet. Like
Dude,
friggin'
the defense was good. I mean, you said it, which lends to your maybe that's why you kick it on 4th down. Defense was
yeah.
good. Mapu did have the pick. He took it out of the end zone. I think he got so
That was
excited he got the
dumb.
pick, and then he was like, "Oh
Well,
shit!"
he was also all alone. Like the wide
He
receiver closed the gap on
came
him
out of
like that. Yeah.
nowhere.
But like he catches the ball and he just sees real
Nothing.
estate.
I
Yeah.
thought he was going to take it back. I was like,
Yeah.
"Oh, he's going," and I was like, "Where
And
the
I
fuck
thought at
did this
very
guy
least
come
he's
from?"
getting to the 40. Like I'm like, cool, just
Nope.
leg it. But he also, I think in his mind, he kind of stutter stepped once he got to the
Yep.
goal line and kind of saw the guy who's like, do I go? Do I not? And then
Yep.
got stuck in no man's land. And of course his knee ends up out of the damn end zone. You're like, oh my God.
Just
Like it's
barely. I
just
thought it hit the
yeah.
ground in the end zone. It didn't.
Mm,
And then he also had a pick that went right through his hands, bounced off his helmet a little later in the
yeah.
game. I was like, "You son of a bitch!"
Yeah.
Like, oh, come
Dude,
on.
and like I thought Jonathan Jones was going to have a pick in the end zone. That kind of bobbled around one of
Almost. He
those
had a
weird
good game
Jermaine
too.
Curse ones. He did. And
Real
I got
good
to say,
game.
I've been very critical of him. He was very good.
Yep.
You know, one
Mhm.
good game in week 14 or whatever it is not enough for me to be like, we should keep him around for a while. But hey, he had a good
He's
fucking
been
game.
he's been
Kudos
decent
to
this year.
him.
He's been a little up and down.
We've got
Gonzalez
toasted.
was great. Gonzalez was
Gonzalez was
great.
great.
One
Yeah.
target. They didn't
Yeah.
even Josh
Oh,
Allen didn't
dude.
even want to.
Wasn't even gonna bother. Yeah,
Nope.
because especially after Josh Allen throws a pick to Marte Mapu, he's like, "Yeah, I'm not even gonna try with that guy."
Of
He's
all
like, "Yeah,
people.
yeah." He's like, "I'm not doing that." Josh Allen's like, "I don't have it tonight, and I'm not gonna play that game." Like
Yeah.
when you're having bad luck at the casino, you don't go and play like
Mm-mm.
craps. Like that's just not. It's not gonna roll
No.
for you.
No.
Yeah. So that
But
was smart.
the Patriots rush defense I was a little disappointed in. James Cook had 100 yards.
Yes.
Like that's one of those things where you kind of hope next year Barmore will be back. Barmore, by the way, out again. I don't know if we mentioned it. Blood clots again,
Yeah.
so he's out. Hopefully he comes back next season, but he'll be back. Jawan Bentley will be back as well. Then you got to hope they'll add some people in there too on the interior or whatever. So hopefully it's better next year. But man, that rush defense is it's
Tough.
frustrating when like the Patriots right now are one of those ships that you see in like cartoons where there's so many holes and you start to plug them and then you
Yeah.
plug them and then one springs up behind you. Then you
Yeah.
plug that one and then this one goes. So it's like the offense is good and then the rush defense sucks. The rush
Yeah.
defense is good. The offense is fine, but then Ramondre Stevenson fumbles and it's like, oh, come on, man. Like we
Yeah.
just need a new boat. That's what we need.
We will
But
never play a complete game. It's very annoying. Like
not this
it's
season. No, no, we
super
just
not
won't.
fun.
We just do you think talk about the defense. Do you think that and I think we'll kind of go around to all the coaches. DeMarcus Covington, did he do Al, welcome back.
Thank
We were
you.
just talking about how Marte Mapu had an overall good game. Defense played pretty well for the most part. Rush
I agree.
defense left a little to be desired. And I guess so Al, I'll ask you since you're back. Overall thoughts on the defense in general, any points you wanted to hit on? And do you think that this game is going to go a long way into giving Covington another chance next year?
I think it saves him at least for the week. I mean, you can't ignore the larger sample size that was the other games this year. But I think
Yeah.
if he's in a room and they're like, okay, well, what can you show us? It's like just look at the Buffalo game in Buffalo. You gave up 17 points as a defense.
Mhm.
But again, you have to if he can do that the next 2 weeks against the Chargers this week and then against the Bills in week 18, then he's got a shot. But again, when you go at the best 5 and 12, the worst 3 and 14, there's got to be a change made. And
Mhm.
he's probably going to be the scapegoat. And, I wouldn't blame them. Truthfully, I wouldn't
Yeah.
blame them.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Unfortunately.
I'd be kind of all right with him being gone. Like, yeah, great game, fine game, but blind squirrel gets the nut. Like, okay, congrats. And it happened to be against, a really good team. So you're
Mhm.
gonna look a little better. But that's literally 2 games where we've had a good defense and we're still 4-11. So
Just
that's
about.
not enough.
Yeah. Not just about. Yeah. It was. I don't know. Like at least the players were for the most part in the right spot, which again is another step. I think we said after the last game, after the loss there to the Cardinals, where it's like what we want to see is just to kind of build on these games. And I think this is a good game to build on. Going against another Chargers team, it's going to be another fun test because the Chargers do have some stuff to play for. And like the Patriots kind of do too, because they just had a good game against the Bills. They're like, fuck it, we want to go out there. We want to show what we can do. And like the Chargers, they look worse than the Bills this year, obviously. I think the Chargers, I do still think we'll talk about the predictions quick at the end. Spoiler alert, I'm not picking the Patriots to win, but like, I think you should have another competitive game. And I think if you can do that next week and then to end the season in Foxborough against the Bills again, I think that Covington could still save his job. I think this performance, this game plan opened the door a little bit, or at least unlocked the door. I don't know if it's open yet, but like I don't know, but I don't know, I wouldn't hate it if Covington was gone. Like I'm not in love with his schemes or his defense or what he's done. It's different than AVP where like you can kind of see the vision a little bit now that things are being put together. Maybe you draft some offensive linemen, you put some pieces there, give them some toys to play with. But yeah, I don't really have I'm gonna toss it to you guys. I don't have anything else really to talk about with this game. For the most part, just like it sucks to say, but yeah, it's a moral victory, man. Like
I
competitive
got one.
game.
Let's stick to the usual suspects here. What did we think of the offensive line?
Eh, I
I
mean,
think they looked
not
better because May
egregious.
is good. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Like they did like Vidarian Lowe had a bounce back game, I guess. Trey
Absolutely. Yeah.
Jacobs, right tackle is not good. Ben Brown, couple low snaps, but he's not going to be your center next year. So like, okay, cool. He'll be more of like your swing tackle, I'm sure, or something like that. I don't know. Layden Robinson had a decent game. So good for him. The one thing I guess I'll say that I think we can probably all agree on with the offensive line, not that many penalties. So like that's a plus as
There
far
is
as
a
I'm
plus.
concerned. No Cole Strange. How'd you guys feel about that? He was healthy, but no, he was active, but
Dude,
I didn't even see him on the
play him.
field.
I think at this point, if he, I mean, yeah, I could see the point of playing him, but also at this point, there's 2 games left. You're not playing for anything. Just let it, don't even bother. Just
No,
get him fully healthy for 2025 at this point. I mean,
yeah,
if you want to get him some reps like the last game of the season, all right, fine. But then at that point, it's just I don't know. I don't know. It's weird, isn't it? Because he's been
very weird.
for weeks like, okay, this is the week he's going to come back. He's
Mhm.
practicing all this stuff, but he just hasn't been quite right to play in the game. So I don't know if he just at this point, if he doesn't play this week, just sit him the rest of the year. Just get him ready for
Yeah.
2025.
Yeah, no, I'm definitely not giving up on him moving forward like next year. But yeah, like you said, I don't know. Like I'm more hopeful to see Caden Wallace maybe start at right tackle next game. Like that's what I want to see. Like Cole Strange, we know he has the skill to start on the offensive line. Like I'm not saying he's the best offensive lineman or anything, but he has the skill, the talent to be a starter. I want to see Caden Wallace next week. He didn't play. Hopefully he gets activated officially this week and he plays some right tackle against the Chargers because that'd be huge if he shows up and plays well these last 2 games. If he can be your right tackle moving forward, I think we talked about it a couple weeks ago. That's a huge thing for the 2025 Patriots because that takes a hole out of the boat that Liam and I were talking about. Where Al, I said where it's basically like in the cartoons where there's a boat that has a bunch of holes in it. Every time you plug one up, something else springs up. Where it's like Drake May's having a
Mhm.
good game, Stevenson fumbles. The offense is doing well, defense is doing well, special teams gives up a touchdown. Like there's something. There's always something.
No
Special
consistency.
teams did well, by the way. Special teams did okay. Joey
Yeah.
Sly, good for him, I guess.
Joe
Whatever.
Sla.
Yeah, I don't know, but um, but yeah, that's kind of where I'm at with it. I don't know, Liam, did you have anything? You said you wanted to kind of throw something out at us.
Yeah, I'm watching this play from 4:04 in the third quarter. It was you guys remember it was that shot to Booty over the middle when Drake May throws off his back foot and Booty slides to catch it.
Perfect.
42 on the Bills. Like whenever they were blitzing, they got right through. The offensive line cannot pick up a blitz to save their fucking
Immediately he
life.
got through on that play. I know what you're
A
talking about.
100%, dude. And like Drake May makes magic out of dog shit,
Of
but
course.
like I'm just like so depressed by how bad the offensive line is. He played fantastic beside it, but I did want to mention the play calling. Well, we talk about it most weeks. Yay, nay.
Yeah, I was happy with it. I mean, I know like towards the end there was I don't know, I think there was like 4 minutes left. They ran a draw play. I understand, but we've seen so many teams do that because it's the whole like we're gonna catch the defense off guard. When it works, you're happy. When it doesn't, it's a dumb play. I was fine with it with the offensive
Yeah,
play calling for
I
the
didn't
most
think it was
part.
bad at all, honestly. Like
No,
I
I had no
kind
issue.
of
I mean, Al,
enjoyed
like
it.
you said, they were in position to win. So
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
they had some really cool plays in there. I was like, okay, cool. Like,
yeah.
AVP is like the toxic ex. Like he just keeps me on the hook. I'll be done with him, and then he'll
Yep.
he'll he'll show me like a guard tackle counter or like
Something.
yeah, and you're like,
it's like he'll
oh
do
God,
one more little nice thing for you just to keep you
yeah, and you're like,
around. Like, ah,
I'm
but
back.
I know she's such a good person. Like, oh, it just keeps me on the hook. But yeah, like I actually did enjoy the play calling. And then next week I'll come on here fucking furious and want him fired. But right now I'm
Next week's going to be interesting because the Chargers have a very good defense, a very
yeah,
good
they
pass
have one of the
defense.
best.
It's going to be interesting. I mean, if Drake May can put up 240, 250 against that defense, that's huge. But yeah, no, the
yeah.
play calling for this was fine. I think AVP has earned himself next year.
Yes, I
Oh, yeah.
agree. And I do just have one little segment that I wanted to do real quick. If I could
Let's do
direct
it.
you guys to the Tuck Rule Takes notes page here. I have two players with their stats in a 10 game sample size here. Uh, player one and player two. Are you guys both looking here?
I
Mhm.
got it. I got it. I'm looking at it. Okay.
So,
All
so
right.
player one, 213 of 314, which is 67.8%. Al, you can fact check me. I used a calculator. For 14 touchdowns and 10 interceptions, 3 and 12 record. Player two, 178 for 274, 65% for 13 touchdowns, 7 interceptions. Which quarterback do you like more? With a 6-4 record, mind you, player two.
See, the issue is I think I know who quarterback one is.
I know.
So I'm
Yeah.
trying to, but like I don't know, it's one of those things like the picks. I mean, 13 touchdowns, 7 picks to 14 and 10.
It's very close.
I don't know.
Marginal difference? Big
You might
difference?
take you might take
Al,
the
Al
14
seems
and
hung up on
10.
turnovers earlier. You taking 14-10 because you know who it is? It kind of
I'll do,
spoiled you with the record there.
yeah, but either way, I'll do the 14 and 10 because you know what? Like even with even with those, the dude who has 7 INTs, I'm sure some of them aren't his fault or whatever, but still, I don't know, 14 touchdowns. You got more touchdowns.
One more touchdown
Yeah, one
I'll
more
and
touchdown.
3 less turnovers.
I'll stick true to my brand. I'll go with quarterback too. Just the
Quarterback
turnovers.
too? Okay.
Turnovers.
Who
See,
are these people?
I looked at this and I struggled because like
Hmm.
I like people to bomb the ball. I like people to put the ball in harm's way because big plays come. But there is something to be said. And Al's right earlier. Turnovers get annoying, and when you're known as a
Hmm.
turnover worthy team, you lose fucking football games. And in the end, look at the records: 3-12 versus 6-4. We'd obviously be far more excited about a 6-4 team right now.
Yep.
There might even be a chance for playoffs.
Who are these people?
So who are they?
I
So
swear to fucking God.
Yeah,
player
who are the
one
players?
is Drake May
Yep.
in his first 10 games.
Can I take a
Yep.
guess as to who player
Dude,
two
if it
is?
is, I'm
Yeah,
gonna kill him.
Is
yeah.
it Jaden Daniels?
Mike, what's your guess?
Oh, see, I thought it was Cam Newton in his first 10 games with the
No, Cam Newton was
Patriots.
flawless. Cam Newton
Thank
went
God.
quarterback.
Okay, who is it? That was my honest to God guess. Who is it?
I think this one hits a little close to home, guys, because I love Drake May, but I don't want us to get caught up in the hype because player two is Mac Jones.
Oh my
Oh,
God.
completely different. Yeah, no, I
Wow.
listen,
It is?
you
I'm just telling you.
fucking
Look at the
you wet
numbers.
fart.
Look at the numbers.
Yeah.
Trust me, I love Drake May, but I loved Mac Jones.
Was that his first year? That's Mac
Yeah.
Jones' first year.
Yep.
Well, yeah, one of the greatest rookie seasons of all time.
It was awesome. It
Yeah,
was.
but tell me now. Let me ask you: take the because stats mean something, so you can't really take them out. But look at, do you get the same feeling watching Mac Jones as you do watching Drake May?
They're different types of
Mac
quarterbacks.
Jones was more. I feel like he needed the structure. He needed the pinpoint. He couldn't. He needed the plays to be there. Drake May can make the plays. I know that's the big thing. That's why I
I
think
don't
it's
think
interesting you
I
did
don't
that.
think Mac Jones had better receivers than we have. Maybe slightly. Like I
I
Nelson
think he
Aguilar
had.
definitely.
Yeah, he had better, but not
Yeah,
not
Nelson
crazy better.
Aguilar and Hunter Henry, who one of which we have right now. Who
Yeah, but
else do
he
we
had
have?
others. He had Kendrick Bourne too, if I remember correctly, right?
Yeah,
Did he have
and
Bourne?
he was fine.
Either way, it's a different thing. His offensive line was a little bit better
Mac
too,
Jones,
but
and like take this
either
in the
way.
most loosely defined sense of the word, like super loosely, because it's more or less just kind of a game manager thing. But Mac Jones played the game more like Tom Brady, and
Mhm.
Drake May plays the game more like I don't know Josh Allen or somebody athletic. Like
Yeah. Mhm.
so they're completely like more like Ben Roethlisberger, I guess I would say. They're completely different styles. They both lead to winning, at least in the comparison case. But yeah, I found it interesting because I was like 10 games. That's a good sample size. And Mac Jones was great. And I was so fired up about Drake May after this game. I was like, I don't want to fall for this fucking trap again. Like I don't want to fall in love with this guy and then have the team let us down in the next 2 years. So I just wanted to see the numbers.
True.
And
He had
you can make a serious argument for Mac Jones.
he had Kendrick Bourne, Jacoby Myers, Hunter Henry, Nelson Aguilar, Jonnu Smith, and James White.
Don't act like
That's
Jonnu Smith was good.
that he's killing it in Miami just because Bill
He
Belichick couldn't
wasn't
figure out
killing
how to
it
use him.
here. He
And
wasn't
whose
killing it
fault is
here.
that? But either way,
Not Mac Jones.
even if you want to take him out, that that offense is a full letter grade better, I would say.
Jacoby Myers was
And
starting out. He didn't score a touchdown this year. So
that
let's not
doesn't
pretend
matter.
like
It doesn't matter.
Jacoby Myers is not the Jacoby Myers
Okay.
we knew.
No, I get that. I understand what you're saying. Would you take Jacoby Myers over Jalen Polk?
Currently, dude,
1,000%.
I would take anyone over Jalen Polk. That's a
Would you
stupid
take him
argument.
over current Kendrick Bourne?
Ooh.
Yes, you would.
Right?
Would you take him over
Probably.
Oh,
Kayshawn
no,
Boutte?
hold on.
Maybe
yeah,
not.
now, because Jacoby Myers is better.
No.
But
You
then
got
he
no.
was not as good. Then he was not as
No.
good. Then he was a super solid slot receiver. He did not score a touchdown this year.
That doesn't matter. That doesn't
I
matter. That doesn't
kind
matter when
of
it comes
meant
to this.
touchdowns are kind of important. Like
No, that's
that's
huge.
kind of
But
how you
that's
win the
a
game.
but that's a reliant stat on other things. I'm just
You
saying that
play to win the game.
the option or the weapons that
Okay,
Mac
the
Jones had are better.
weapons
But either way,
are negligible. They're close. They're close enough where this comparison makes sense.
yeah, it does.
Now,
I
next
think it
week
comes
I'll
down
pull
to
up
feel.
Cam Newton's first 10 games so we can have ourselves a conversation.
Yeah,
But
during
this seemed
COVID
most
year when
realistic to me.
teams couldn't
No,
even
no, no, no,
field
no, no, no,
full
no, 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 no,
teams.
no, 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 no. I'm going to use Cam Newton's rookie year. We're
What,
talking
20
rookie.
years ago? Get the fuck out of here. You won MVP
Yeah.
15 years ago. People still
No,
think
I'm
he's
talking about
good.
his rookie year when he had 400 yards on his first game with 3 touchdowns and no
Oh,
picks.
good for him. No, I will say though, and I think that's something maybe we'll kind of dive into it more because I do see a lot of the stuff where it's like Patriots fans thought the same thing with Mac Jones, which we did because, like I said, it was one of the greatest rookie seasons ever for a
Yes.
quarterback. But I just feel like, and it's a weird thing to say because you can't quantify it. It's going to sound the vibes are different with Drake May. It feels different. He's a better quarterback in my eyes. Like Mac Jones had the accuracy, so to speak, in that first year. It went away afterwards for his fault, Belichick's fault, Patriots' fault, whoever's fault, everybody's fault. But yeah, I just think with Drake May, there's more potential there. I think he's more.
Just
Al, I think you brought up
you're
he's more
going
of your
off
new age
vibes.
quarterback,
You're going off vibes, and that's
and also just the eye test.
That's the number one thing. When somebody's showing me, me and my lady are looking for houses and condos and whatnot, and that's the number one thing I take into consideration is when somebody's showing me around. They're like, "This is a vibrant place." I'm like, "Yes, you're right," and I'll spend $800,000 on this right now just because it's so fucking vibrant.
So you
No,
think that Mac Jones is a better quarterback than Drake May?
I'm saying in their rookie year, it is awfully comparable, and the
Very
argument
true.
can be made. And yes, I'm using a ridiculously small sample size, but that's all we
No,
got because he's
It
played
makes
10
sense.
games.
Yeah, that's all you can do. But I think you
Yeah.
can also say, okay, so since football is a team sport, were the 2021 Patriots marginally better than the 2024 Patriots? Yes.
Yes,
At
definitely.
almost every position. So
Yeah.
that's where it's
Totally.
like,
Yeah,
like,
I agree.
you
I
can
agree.
compare any stats and say
Yeah.
that they look
And
good
that's
until
where you can make that argument for Drake May. But it's the
Yeah.
same team, some of the same personnel,
No, it's
and 2
wildly
rookie
different.
quarterbacks, some of the same. Hunter Henry's still here. Kendrick
One
Bourne's
guy.
still here
Not the whole year.
for most of the year. And actually, he wasn't playing when Drake May wasn't starting. So, yeah, that actually kind of makes sense.
He wasn't playing when Drake May wasn't.
Starting. He missed the
You got
first
too many
4
negatives.
games.
I'm confused.
Okay. Kendrick Bourne was out
I'm
when
not
Drake
smart.
May was on the bench.
Okay.
And then Kendrick Bourne came back, and Drake May started like a game or two after. So
Okay, but Kendrick Bourne was working his way back from an injury.
he
Jalen
had
Mills.
he had like 2 games to work his way back.
So, dude, I see what you're doing. If you want to go suck off Mac Jones, you can. You have Bailey Zappi, him and Bailey Zappi,
'cause
Eiffel Tower.
I got super psyched about this game, but I
Yeah.
had to reel myself back
No, I
in
get that.
because
I get
I
that.
got super psyched about Mac Jones.
Mhm.
Like
Well,
some
Mac
of his
Jones,
games
Yes,
were
we
Mac
did.
Jones helped the Patriots this weekend, which was great.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, he did well. He did well, but no, Liam, like I said, I do think that we should kind of dive into it more to see the comparisons at the end of the year to kind of try to get a better sample size for both of them for Drake May and with Mac Jones' however many games. I think that'll be a good thing to do at the end of the year because I do think it's a good conversation to have, a good little debate where it's like,
'Cause
what
some of
makes
these numbers
this
are real
difference?
good. Yes.
You know what I mean?
100%.
So that's the thing. So no,
Mm.
I want to do that. I want to dive into the rosters and everything. So yeah, maybe in a couple weeks we'll will
Like some
really
of these
open that
numbers
up.
are real good here.
Ooh, for
22 of
Mac
30.
Jones,
Yeah,
dude, he was
227 yards,
incredible.
three tubs. Like, yeah, no picks.
He
Another
had one
three
of the
tub, no
greatest rookie
pick
years
game.
ever. Yeah.
Yeah, two tubs, no picks against the
Yep.
Jets.
Yep. No,
Pretty
he did
good.
very well.
Pretty
He did
good.
very well.
He did. And granted, when I filled this out, there was a huge outlier in games because one of those games, Mac Jones threw two passes. So
All right.
there was
That'll factor in.
a huge outlier, which means like, they kind of skews towards Mac Jones because
Yeah.
he basically didn't play
Maybe we'll do another sort of judge and jury thing where maybe
it.
you guys,
Yeah.
both of you guys take different
Al's
sides of
not
the
the judge
thing,
this time, I
and
tell you that.
I'll be the judge. I'll try to
Yeah.
figure it
Yeah,
out.
please. Please. Anyone but Al.
Well, you got a hung jury.
No,
Well, I
yeah,
mean, there
it
can
was a
only be
hanging
one
jury.
other person to be the judge if you want to be in the debate, dummy.
I will pay money out of pocket to bring a third party in here with no knowledge of football whatsoever so we can have them as a mediator
Oh my gosh,
before
that'd
I
be so
let you
funny.
mediate again.
That'd be so
Are we
funny.
bringing in the Bills fan
No, oh, well, that'd be mean.
from the zoo?
It,
All right.
Oh my
it'll get
gosh, guys.
spiteful.
Do you guys have anything else you want to chat about, talk about with this game? Any wrap up thoughts, final
Not
thoughts?
with the game, but I do have something after.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, that
What's
wasn't
the
my question,
word?
but okay.
What's the
Well,
word for
I'm answering your
intercourse with
question just
animals?
indirectly. Check
All
this.
There's a
right.
word for it.
Yeah.
It's like
Scalping.
necrophilias with dead people, but like,
Yeah.
what's the
Bestiality.
animal one?
Bestiality.
Bestiality. That's it.
I know all the dirty words. I know all the
Yeah.
dirty words.
Well,
Done them all at least once.
yeah. Well,
Um,
it's not worth it if you don't try.
Al, what's your thing? What are you saying? What do you want to
Okay,
talk about?
so after this weekend, just because we have to, it's there for us. Tankathon after week 16. New York Giants, first overall pick.
Hmm.
New England Patriots, second overall with a 3-12 record.
Hell yeah.
The rest of the top five is Jacksonville at 3, Tennessee at 4, Cleveland at 5. Now round up the top 10. Vegas at 6 after beating the Jaguars this past week. Carolina at 7, the Jets at 8, Chicago at 9, New Orleans at 10.
Second
So
pick, baby.
the Patriots have the second overall pick. And just because I like to play this game, we're going to play this game real quick.
Hmm.
Would you rather? Now, would you rather keep the second overall pick and pick your player of choice?
Mhm.
Or would you rather trade the pick to get future picks and maybe a position of need?
Mine, I think after watching this game, I don't think I'm going to come off this way of thinking anymore. Trade back, get some picks, get Kelvin Banks, or get a starting left tackle. That's my, you take care of other stuff in free agency, wide receiver, whatever it is, trade. I don't care. I think they should trade it back. Say they have the second or third pick, get a haul of picks for like the fifth pick for whatever it is, and then take an offensive lineman. That's what I think they should do.
Okay, so you're on the trade route.
1,000%. Yep.
I thought Liam was smoking a cigar for a second, trying to be like
That's what it
Red
looked like
Auerbach
for a
over
second.
here.
That'd be awesome.
What do you got? Besides not knowing how to chew gum.
Yeah, what the fuck? It's the
I
first
was
time using your mouth. I know it's not the first time using your mouth.
um I actually had this conversation with my buddy. I think it was last night. And I'm really torn here. I agree with Mike. We desperately, 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 desperately need an offensive lineman.
Mhm.
But the fan in me will be beside myself if we don't get a wide receiver. Like,
Mhm.
we cannot feasibly take Ted McMillan at 2. That would be downright, that'd be like owning a lion. There's almost no benefit besides the fact that it looks cool and it could most likely, more than likely, kill you. Like, you cannot take him at 2. That would be so stupid. But if we trade back, I can see any of these teams in between here and like 5 with the Raiders taking him, and then I'll be furious. Like Jacksonville, Cleveland, any of those guys could take him, and I would be furious.
Mhm.
So you really only have one trade partner if that's the case, and they have to agree to the trade, which is horseshit. You can't just stick them up at gunpoint and demand a trade. Like, unfortunately, that's just not how it works. But I'm just completely torn here. Like, I don't have a definite answer because I want a wide receiver, but I know we don't need a wide receiver.
Mhm.
Or we
Okay.
do, but we shouldn't.
Depends
Okay.
what they do in free agency. I think that's what it comes
Right.
down to.
I know. Let's
Right.
just say for the sake of the argument, they shore up the tackle position. So now they need a wide receiver in the draft. That's their need. They need the wide receiver. So now, do you draft the McMillan, the Hunter, whatever, or do you call up the Raiders and you say to the Raiders, "Hey, we know you want Shador Sanders or Cam Ward. We have the number
Mm-hmm.
2 pick.
Mm-hmm.
We need a receiver. So we'll give you our 1. We'll give you number 2, but give us number 5. Give us a first round or a second round next year, and give us Jacoby Myers back."
So
Okay.
okay, and then with that fifth pick,
You can
what do
take
you
your
do?
off if you need to, you can take another tackle. Or if you want to get really crazy here, if you want to get really crazy, if you've already gotten Jacoby Myers and you've already shored up your tackle positions, Ted McMillan's on the board. Take Ted
Yep.
McMillan.
Yep, that's what I was gonna say. I wouldn't mind that. That'd be interesting. Jacoby Myers is a nice piece.
Because again, right?
Mm.
If you have that number 2 pick, it's not like last year where you needed the quarterback. We know they have the quarterback. We know
Mhm.
that. No doubt. The Giants are going to get number 1. The Giants are putrid. They're going to get it. And I think
Not good.
they're going to get either Shador or Cam Ward, one of the two.
I think they're going Cam Ward. That seems like a Giants pick.
It's the
Yeah.
no-brainer
Take Cam
pick.
Ward.
He's the greatest college football quarterback I've ever seen.
They're gonna
Besides
take
Joe.
Cam Ward.
Right. So if they take Cam Ward, then
They're gonna
Shador's
ruin.
going to be on the board.
Are
gonna-
Guess what? The Raiders need a quarterback. Looking at the Tankathon
Mhm.
standings, Jacksonville might be. I know they got Trevor Lawrence, but I think they're starting to see
Yeah.
the writing on the wall a little bit. Tennessee could use a quarterback. Cleveland could be in the market for a quarterback.
You'll have a lot of trade partners if you have the second or third pick, which
But
they're
the
gonna
Raiders,
have.
but the Raiders are going to be looking.
They're
to
going
go
to
up
want
that
them.
board.
So no, I think that would be the thing. I think if you're at 2, you trade with them, you get either whatever the 4th, 5th pick, whatever they would
Right.
be. You said 5th, yeah, whatever it happens to be, and then yeah, shit. At that point, like I would say even if you say you shirt up the wide receivers with free agency, maybe you draft. I don't know. You could draft like a Ted McMillan or something, and then maybe get back into the first round and grab a tackle, or
Right.
say they shirt up like you said the tackles in free agency. Then you could, like you said, say, hey, give us Jacoby Myers, and then also take whoever is there, Ted McMillan, God forbid, maybe Travis Hunter if he happens to be at 4. That'd be crazy. But I mean, shit, he might, because you got to think if the first 2 picks are quarterbacks, like I don't know, he might be. That'd be crazy. I don't know. There's so many
Yeah.
options. I'm
If
pumped
he's
for
on the
this time
board,
of year.
Jacksonville is taking Travis Hunter. Like
Yeah,
I
yeah.
promise you.
Yeah.
I would bet my life on
Yeah,
it.
that's true.
He's a
That's true.
Florida
They'd be-
kid too. I think he's a Florida kid too, if I'm not
Yeah.
mistaken.
Yeah. That'd be no. They'd be crazy not to. I don't know. It's gonna be. What do you think they should do, Al? If they have that, if they have the second pick, what do you think they
Also,
should do?
like Al, did you watch Draft Day or something last night where you're trying to get Jacoby Myers back? Like, are you channeling your inner Kevin Costner right now? Or are you
Jacoby
No, I'm
Myers
getting David
at all
Putney because
costs.
I'm getting David Putney
David.
because I GD feel like it.
Yeah. He must have been sick.
I know. If I'm in that position, I mean, you have so many holes. If I know that and you said it, Mike, and it's such a cliche answer, but what did they do the month before in free
Mhm.
agency? Did they take care of their needs at tackle? They didn't take care of their needs at tackle. You make the trade. You make that trade. You get the receiver. Jacoby Myers, again, he's not a 1, but he's a solid 2,
Mhm.
and he's probably a 1 on this team, but he's dependable, and he would be like how he was with Mac Jones. He'd be the same way with Drake May. And then you also get still a first round pick, and you get another pick for
Mhm.
next year's draft. But if you take care of the tackle position in free agency, and you still need a receiver, I'm staying at 2 and I'm taking the pick. And I'm making the selection. I'm
Taking
taking
Travis
Travis Hunter. I'm
Yeah.
taking Travis Hunter.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna stick with
Over
it.
alignment at 2.
Not unless you took care of it in free agency.
Okay.
If you took care of it in free agency, that's why I said if you take care of tackle in free agency, you
Mhm.
make the pick at 2. If you didn't, trade the pick, move down to like 5, and you're still going to get either Will Campbell or Kelvin Banks.
Yeah, no, you'll get your starting left tackle at that point.
Exactly.
Why not just do it all in free agency? Shore up the tackles, get your wide receivers, get a pass rusher.
Oh,
They
silly
can do
Mike,
it.
because the Patriots won't do that. You're silly. Because you know they're not
Watch
going to
them
do
do
that.
it. Watch them do it. That'd be crazy.
I hope they do.
Imagine if they get T. Higgins or
Ronnie
trade for
Stanley.
Metcalf or whatever. They get Ronnie Stanley. They get someone else out there to play guard or right tackle, whatever it happens to be. And then you go into the draft. You can do anything. Anything.
What about hear this out? Because I'm playing with the trade finder here for the draft sim. This one I'm iffy about. Trade to Cleveland and get either Jerry Jeudy. I don't know how psyched you would be about that after he's having a fantastic year.
Cool.
Or we go offensive line. We get Jedrick Wills or Jack Conklin, who are both Pro Bowl tackles.
Oh, yeah.
Get either one of those. And then with number 5, because we trade 2 for 5 and one of these guys.
Yep.
With 5, we hopefully take
You get
Tevin.
10. Oh, I'm down. That's fine. 100%. I would do that. I don't care who they get, as long as they get starting caliber people to play these positions.
As long as they
I'm
upgrade.
fine. Yeah. That's. I mean, if they're trading for someone or if they're drafting a Will Campbell or whatever, Kelvin Banks, then like you're going to be getting starters for these things. However they want to do it, as long as they fill these holes with like talented rookies or like starters in free agency or via trade, I'm fine. I'm not sold. I'm not stuck on any one person. That now, of course, depending on like all the context of it, like we've been talking about, if they do this, then this, if they do that, then this, like that'll kind of dictate who I think they should go with. But they have a lot of options here, which again, we say it every episode. We're going to end this one saying it. This is a huge offseason for Elliot Wolf and Gerard Mayo. It was also just tweeted. I'm sick of seeing these reports. Gerard Mayo is expected to be the coach next season. Yes, we know this. All these reports are saying the same things in different ways. Like, yes, barring a cataclysmic thing, which like whatever that is, we don't know.
You don't
Gerard
even
Mayo
know what
is gonna
that
be
word
bad.
means. Don't you say that word. You don't even know what that
Oh,
means.
dude, I used to write stories and all this stuff for newspapers. I know words.
How
Okay,
many
I don't
times
know
did
math,
you say
but I know words.
cataclysmic?
I think
A
that's
lot
the
of
first time
times,
you've ever said
actually.
it. I'm surprised you didn't sneeze when you said
A
it.
lot of times, actually. When I dropped my dick on the ground, it caused a cataclysmic event. A sinkhole
There it is. See
of
there.
epic proportions.
Cataclysmically delusional.
Yeah.
All right. You guys have anything else you want to say to wrap it up?
No. I think
No.
we had done that.
All right. Just to leave since it's Christmas, number one person, whatever the context, anything, number one person you would like the Patriots to get on your Christmas list this offseason. I'll go first. It's simple. DK Metcalf. He's number one on my Christmas list.
You're talking free agency, draft, or both?
Whatever you want, just in addition. Some
Travis,
sort of addition.
Travis Hunter.
Do we? Ooh.
Has to be somewhat realistic, obviously, but
Okay. Cam Newton.
all right. And with that, as what, head coach?
No.
Starting. Get the fuck out of here. All right. This was Tuck Rule
Or we
Takes.
fire Mayo and bring in Mike Vick as a head coach. He just got hired for a college football program.
Shout out
Oh my
Sports
God.
Spider. Merry Christmas, everybody.
Oh, yeah. Go to Sports Spider when you're trying to get away from these bullshit takes that Liam says. NFL Patriots, you see us, click it, Sports Spider with a Y. Merry Christmas to them. You guys, everybody listening, you two assholes. Merry Christmas, everybody. Yeah, we'll see you next week after a Chargers game, which hopefully is as entertaining as a Bills game. Hopefully. We'll see, though. With that, we're out. Sweet feet. Goodbye.